In this lesson, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the status bar, specifically maybe the tag selector as well as the zoom controls. So here we are at our welcome page, and just as a side point, you don't have to have this brought up every time you open Dreamweaver. This is the welcome page, right? A lot of shortcuts that are useful, as we mentioned. But if you don't want to see this when you load up the program, you just click Don't Show Again. See, and it gives you the warning. To turn on the welcome screen, choose Show Welcome Screen from the General category in the Preferences dialog. And we'll go into the Preferences dialog box later in this lesson. But if you don't want to see that at the welcome, that's what you would click. Now let's open our recent document that we've been working on. Here we are. Now where do you think the status bar is? It is down here. So it's from here all the way to over here. Just everything in that bar is the status bar. So these are tags which group sections of the document, as we've mentioned before. But a little shortcut I thought I'd show you, or something to note with the tag selector, is wherever the cursor's at, always the tag to the furthest right will select that grouping of text, or that piece of the document. So right now we're clicked on Poetry of the Future. That's where the cursor is. So if we click the tag to the right, it's going to select that section of the document. It's tagged that grouping. Over here, if we're clicked in this paragraph, and we click the tag all the way to the right, it's selected that grouping of text, that paragraph. If we click on If, same thing. So it's a little shortcut I thought I'd show you with the tag selectors, which is just selecting groups of the document. And we've gone through a few of these before, and how these select different sections of the document. Some just the text, some everything, the background, the whole cascading tile. All right, so that's that section, the tag selectors over here. Now, a few common tools here you've seen before. The hand tool, the select tool, the zoom tool is what we're going to look at right now. It works pretty much like every other zoom tool if you've used one, with a couple exceptions. So if we click on this box where it's at 100%, we're given other options, right? We could go down to 12%, which is way too small to see, right? We could go larger, 150%. So in that sense, it's very standard. But let's go down to 100% again, where we started. There's a couple interesting ones here. Fit all, and fit width, and fit selection. So if we do fit width, it's going to adjust the width so we see everything. The background blue here we put in. Now, if we fit all, it's now reduced it to a size where you can see everything within the window, even the contact information that we put down there. And it tells you what it had to reduce it to in order to do that, 41%. So let's go back to 100%. Now let's say we've selected this section with our tag. Now, if you notice, fit selection is now no longer grayed out because we've made a selection of text using that tag. And now we could hit fit selection, and it zoomed it in just on that selection that we had. So that's a useful, unique tool as far as the zoom is concerned. Let's go back out to 100%. Now, the zoom tool over here, this is just a different tool to zoom with. So we had this one we've been using, and then we have the actual icon for the magnifying glass. Now, when you click on the icon for the magnifying glass, now your cursor turns into a little magnifying glass with a plus sign on it. So now you could click a specific section of the document and zoom in. So let's try this. We'll click over on the If. So it zoomed in just on that section. And you notice how it jumped it from 100% to 150%? keeps increasing it. See, now it's at 300%. Now if we wanted to zoom out, we would hold down the Alt key. Now notice what happens to the cursor here with a little magnifying glass when you hold down the Alt key. It changes from a plus sign to a minus sign. So now you can click anywhere and it will zoom back out again. So Alt, if you hold Alt down, it'll allow you to zoom out. So this way you're able to zoom in on a specific section of the document, and a few different ways to do it with the zoom tool. This is the window size, and basically if you wanted to adjust depending on your monitor or how big your window you have, this is where you'd make those adjustments. Right now we're at a size that cannot be adjusted, but that's for window size. Now here's an interesting one to the right. This tells you the approximate file weight as well as the corresponding download time. So everything you've put into this document, it's 2719K, and it would take 389 seconds to bring this page up. Now how does it know that it would take that long? Wouldn't that depend on your internet connection speed? Yes, it would. So what it's using to calculate this is up in Preferences. Remember how in the beginning of this lesson I said we'd go to Preferences? So if you go to Edit, the very last one, Preferences, or Control-U is the shortcut. Here we have all our different preferences, and we're not going to go through them all now. But the second to the last one, Status Bar. Notice it's defaulted to 56K, or a regular modem. You could even put a slower modem on there, speed if you wanted to, below 56, as well as a very high speed. Say we put our connection at 1500K. Now if we hit OK, notice how this changed. 15 seconds. So I'm going to put it back where it was. $56K. All right. So that's where we would have gone. Actually, I should have showed you while we were there. The welcome screen, remember? Show welcome screen. If we had clicked that box, remember, to make it disappear, we would just go back into here and recheck show welcome screen. So there's a lot of preferences you can modify in here.